Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Venerable judges and all the viewers. Hello, I'm Merlin. I come from Muhammadiyah Sempor Vocational High School. In this video, I will tell you a story about Pancal Panggung and Nini Mita. Once upon a time, in Surakarta, there was a scary epidemic named Panggung. This epidemic was very scary because Surakarta was known as a fertile, safe, and prosperous territory before. The Panggung happened at Pakubuwono V government era. Pakubuwono V is a kind king. He really loved his people. He tried his best to resolve the Panggung. A lot of methods had been done, but all of it still couldn't succeed. The king was very sad, but he tried to stay calm. One day, the king prayed to God. "Oh God, please give me mercy. Help me and my people to be freed from this scary epidemic." When he was sitting alone, suddenly he heard a voice that saying Surakarta will save and prosper again if he found a Pancal Panggung man. That's a man who have white line like bracelet in both of his hands and legs. Then the Pancal Panggung man have to be killed. The king was very surprised to hear the voice. He was confused. Have he killed the man to be victimized? But he thought that the message have a hidden meaning. The king had to look for the meaning of the message. "I have to know what the meaning of the message, so that Surakarta can be freed from this scary epidemic." Finally, he decided to disguise as a nomad who roamed at one village to another village. Day by day, night by night, go along villages. He paced all of it without luxury like in the palace. No longer after that, he arrived in Gunung Kidul. The day going to afternoon, he woke in the middle of darkness. Then he saw a light. He immediately goes to the light. Apparently, the light was from one of the citizens' house in this village named Kidemang Keduang. After arrived in front of Kidemang Keduang's house, the king knocked the door. Then Kidemang Keduang opened the door. However, he humiliated the king. "Who are you? Don't you have a well manner? You offended me," yelled Kidemang. "I'm sorry, sir. I just look for a place to take a rest because it's very cold in the outside," said the king. "Take a rest? You're probably sleeping outside. You're just a beggar." "I'm not a beggar, sir. I'm a nomad." "You are lying. Of course you're a beggar and you want to steal my wealth, right?" "No, sir." "Enough. I won't pay attention to a beggar like you. Go away from here. I want to take a rest. Kidamang was getting mad and closed the door. Then the king left Kidamang's house with sad feeling. Apparently, still be found his stingy people to purse. Then he continued his journey again till he found a hut. Formerly, he was hesitant to knock the door, but because he was really tired and hungry, he knocked the door. After that, the door opened. From the back door, there was an old woman. She welcomed the king sincerely. Good night, Kisanak, said the old woman. Good night. I'm sorry, but could I take a rest in your hut just for a night? Because it's very cold in the outside. Oh, of course. Please come in, Kisana. Thank you. The king then sat in the bamboo chair. When the old woman saw her guest was very hungry, she immediately served a cup of tea and a plate of meals. In fact, the meals have been prepared for herself. Knew this, the king was very affected and almost cried. How very sincere her heart! Although she was poor, she sincerely gave hers to help others. Thank you. May God repay your kindness. You are welcome, Kisana. We have to help each other, right? But don't you afraid if I rob or hurt you? What can make me afraid? I'm just a poor old woman. I have nothing. After the king spent his meals, the old woman asked for king to take a rest. Then the king went to sleep. In the morning, the king asked something to the old woman. You have helped me, but I don't know your name yet. So what's your name? Asked the king. The people around usually call me Nini Mita. Then, who is the man who lived in a luxurious house in this village? It's Kidamang Keduang's house. Why, Kisana? The old woman asked to the king. Is he a personage in this village? Kidamang Keduang is a very stingy and greedy rice owner. He buys rice with a low price and he piles it in his warehouse. When the people around was shortage rice, he sells again with low price. The people around more know him as Kidamang Pancal Panggung. What? Kidamang Pancal Panggung? The king was very surprised, but he tried to stay calm. Finally, after knowing who Pancal Panggung is, the king went back to the palace. At the palace, he quickly commanded his messenger to see Nini Mita's condition, whether her life had changed or not. It was because of the king left 200 gold coins under her bed. A few days later, the messenger arrived after doing the king's command. "Who's the condition of Nini Mita right now?" asked the king. "Pardon, Majesty, the condition of Nini Mita is still same." The messenger also told that Nini Mita found 200 gold coins under her bed. But because she felt it was not hers, she reported her finding to Kidemang Pancal Panggung, and he admitted that it was his gold coins. Heard that, the king was almost angry, but he can't control himself. He thought he had to kill Pancal Panggung. But in the morning, the king heard that voice again. Based on the voice, to return prosperity of Surakarta, Pancal Panggung must not be killed. The things that must be killed are stingy and greedy characteristics. Then the king announced the message to his people. Slowly, epidemic was diminished. The plants started to grow and the livestock was reproduced well. A few days later, from Gunung Kidul, heard the news that Pancal Panggung passed away because he pinned under the rice sacks in his warehouse. The end. Okay, that's all my story. From the story, we can learn that we have to help each other and always be grateful for all the things that we get. Don't be greedy because actually our treasure is not ours. Also, we have to always be patient to face difficulties in our life. That's all from me. Thank you so much for your nice attention. See you later and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.